Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for September 2023. This is for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading. Sagittarius, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, Sagittarius, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth and clarity to your reading. So, Sagittarius, this is gonna be a month. This is gonna be a month. I don't think it's going to be as challenging for you as some of the other signs, but let me break it down for you. The first thing I want you to know is that it really is going to be like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of month. The first 2 weeks are going to be very different from the last 2 weeks of September, okay? So keep that in mind. The first 2 weeks, we're still in the shadow of that full moon in Pisces that we had. Remember, Saturn was squaring it, Neptune was opposing Mars and Mercury. It was like a funny one, right? It was funny. And it was in your fourth house, so there could have been a lot of moments or activity, challenges, even some stress around family or your home, even children. But we're coming out of that. But here's the main thing I want you to pay attention to is that Mars is going light years, like just blazing forward through the month, okay? While all the other planets are sleeping, all right? Remember, all these retrogrades. We are in retrograde season, all right? So Mars is in Libra. And for you, Sagittarius, that is your 11th house. So there could be a lot of maybe some aggressive moments with friends, groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. You've got to find some balance there. For a lot of Sagittarius, it will also be your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, because that's in your 11th house as well, okay? And so what's really interesting is that there could be some Sagittarians where some of the things that you want may be dependent on these organizations you belong to, or groups you belong to, or certain friends of yours that may be, you know, the access to getting something that you want. But even still, Mars right now is just, you know, Mars is, like I said in my last reading, the ruling planet for Aries, okay? Aries comes from Aries, the god of war. Mars can be really aggressive. Mars is in a sign that's all about peace, Libra, right? Peace and harmony. And so if you do the math, it's not the best, right? Mars is in detriment in Libra. Mars in Aries. Aries is opposite Libra, by the way. And so it's really far, okay? So anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. All I need you to know is it's your job to keep that balance, to bring that justice, to bring take control of Mars this month, okay? Really own anything that Mars may shake up. I've been saying in all the other readings, imagine yourself on a kayak, okay? All your friends are on this kayak. They are all just, they've had a little too much to drink. You've got your friend Mikey over here. He's got his martini glass. He's on his fifth one. He's like leaning over this side. You got your friend Sally on this side. She's doing the electric slide, basically, you're the one who has to keep this kayak balanced, okay? This is your job. This is the kayak of your life through September. And this is what Mars is going to try to tip it over, all right? So things can get a little extreme. They could be also very mellow for you. It all depends on your actual chart, but also just looking at what's going on for Sagittarians in general, I think that you are going to be fine because you're going to have a lot of focus on your career, actually. So there's just that there's going to be a lot of let's just say there could be some swells like on the sea right now, and again with all your friends not helping, like they're rocking the kayak. You got to bring that balance as the whole goal, okay? With Mars in Libra, bringing that balance. Now Mars is going to be blazing in Libra through October to the middle of October, when we have that solar eclipse in Libra. So it's again,
have that control, make sure everything's balanced. Everything's going to go so much more smoothly for you if you just work with it, have that, let's work as a team attitude, mentality, and you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Take action, though. It really is a month to take action. Now, the first 2 weeks of the month. Now, even though I said Mars is the only planet blazing forward, all right, because all the planets are retrograde, they're all in their weakened states, they're all taking naps. Venus is actually going direct on September 3rd. Okay, so this is really nice for you because Venus has been, retrograde all summer long, but it feels like forever. But she's finally waking up from her beauty sleep, and Venus is in Leo, okay, in your 9th house, and you are the native ruler of the 9th house. And so this is really nice, okay? This is really nice. You're going to start feeling activity, but just remember, and the 9th house is spirituality. It is long distance travel. It is even publishing. If if you're a writer or have thought about maybe going back to writing, but keep that in mind. Just starting to see little breaks and things starting to open up in that area for you. But keep in mind that also Venus is still in shadow all month. So not fully awake, but just waking up, okay? Mercury is also retrograde until the 15th. And so Mercury goes direct, all right? Mid-month. That's why the first 2 weeks are still just a little like, and we're still under the shadow of that full moon in Pisces. Now, with Mercury in Virgo, Mercury retrograde in Virgo for the first 2 weeks of the month. This is actually a good thing. I did a video on Mercury retrograde in every sign. And so every sign is affected differently. And this is in your 10th house. All right. So you can for the first, even since August 23rd, really taking time to go deep and really do, Virgo is a very analytical sign. It's a very, eagle eye sign. Really going deep in terms of your career path. And if you're not here for career, the 10th house also rules fame, okay? It also rules public recognition. This can be within your community. It can be the way that you want to be perceived. It also rules honors, achievements, all of that, okay? So you could have been really like identifying issues, and then Mercury is going to go direct, and then it's going direct right at the time of the new moon in Virgo, which is a brilliant, beautiful new moon. Okay, so you can see some progress starting to happen around that time. New moons bring new opportunities, new beginnings. It's the beginning of a new cycle, all right? And again, this is in your career sector, in your 10th house. And so that's something to look forward to. And Virgo is just like you, a mutable sign, all right? So expect change. That's all I'm going to say. Every sign can expect big change this month. Okay, but it is a nice change, a nice transition, smooth transition. So halfway through the month, the sun moves into Libra. This is really great because the sun is going to be joining Mars at this point. So even though Mars is being naughty and just like can be aggressive, again, it's how you take charge of Mars, right? All these activities that Mars is going to have his hands in. The sun is all about optimism. It's all about, even like bringing resolution as well. But very, very just like shining that light in this area of your life. And again, this is your social network, groups you belong to, organizations you belong to, even social media. That's a big thing, okay? If you work in social media, if you are an influencer, if you're active in social media, but also your hopes, wishes, and dreams. Now, with the sun joining Mars, it's, I've made this analogy and a couple other signs. Mars has a water gun right now, okay? And he's come to your party and you're having a themed I love dry sand party, okay? The sun entering Libra at this point, hey, the sun is joining Mars, okay? So the sun is kind of like the monitor, and the sun sees this, and the sun is like kind of looking over at you and like, you might want to take care of that. All right. So remember, it's all about taking action, but the sun is on your side. So I really like this for you. The other thing is we do have 6 trines this month, which is it's huge. It's amazing. It's such a great. There's going to be so many great days throughout the month. In fact, before I even continue, let me just go ahead and tell you the best, luckiest day of the month is September 8th. Go ahead and mark it in your calendar, okay? This is when the sun is going to be trining Jupiter. So I absolutely love this for you. Most Sagittarians will feel this in work, okay? Will feel this in work, especially because Jupiter is in your 6th house, which is everyday activities, which does include work and labor. It also includes health too, if you're here for like health matters or whatnot. But also the sun, again, remember, is at this point in Virgo. So really, really, really great in your 10th house of career. So keep that in mind. Best luckiest day of the month. It is also one of the best luckiest days of the entire year. So I really, really absolutely love this. The other thing that's happening is the new moon in Virgo that I already discussed. Uranus is really harmonious around this time. So again, a lot of just like work stuff for y'all, a lot of big things. And you could even hear surprising news around work around this time. Now we're ending the month with a new moon in, a full moon in Aries. And so this is really big. This is huge. This, I want you to think back to what happened around March 21st, okay, 2023. Remember, there's always a corresponding new moon. So think about what you were manifesting around that time, what you were thinking about around that time. There could be something that comes up, something around this full moon in Aries, some clarity, some conclusion, some ending to something, ascension, going to the next round, the next cycle. You can also think about April 19th, because remember, this was that unusual year where we had 2 new moons in Aries in a row, but the one in April was a solar eclipse, but the one in March, that new moon, the energy like spills over into, April. So just think between March 21st to about the end of April. What were you working on? What were you thinking about? What were you trying to manifest? Again, you could have some sort of clarity or insight around this time. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting month. Very interesting month. By mid-month, all inner planets are no longer retrograde, okay? And we feel those the most, right? Venus, Mars, and Mercury. So you're gonna feel like maybe the first 2 weeks are a little slow. Things are not happening as fast as you want them to, or it could be like quicksand energy. But there's so many aspects happening, so things will be happening whether you know it or not. A lot of it like beneath, under the beneath the scenes or behind the scenes. But either way, let's go ahead and get started, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you for September 2023. Again, this is for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising. And if you're new to my channel, 2 things. One, if you know your birth chart, feel free to read for your moon, your Venus, all those other planets or aspects. If you want more clarity, I would recommend both, actually, because Venus is waking up, and we have the really brilliant new moon in Virgo and full moon in Virgo. The other thing is, if you are new to my channel, I remember for my monthly forecast, I do your spread, but stick around because I break it down week by week. I pull a lot more cards to give you an idea of what's going on, what you can expect every week, okay? And there's, like I said, a lot happening. A lot of good stuff happening. Let me rephrase that. A lot of good stuff happening. All right, so Sagittarius, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on for you for September 2023. Now, Sagittarius, you'll see my dog has joined me. She takes up all my table space, by the way. So I have to, let me do this where you can see it a little bit clearly. There we go. Oh, well, okay. So I'm going to pull it over a little bit this way. But yeah, that is Ruby. She's chilling out. We just came back from a WALK. So she is definitely not going to be waking up anytime soon. Sagittarius. All right. So looking at what's going on for you. Wow. Very interesting. By the way, everyone has had very interesting. This is going to be a very interesting month. And we're going to leave it at that. Interesting is the operative word that I will be using for September. Very interesting. You got the Ten of Swords. So this came up in your past. Remember, this is a monthly forecast, not a weekly reading. Okay, this is a monthly reading, not weekly. So Ten of Swords, this came up in your past. This is actually really good. All right. So if you haven't already, because it depends on when you watch this reading as well, right? If you haven't already, if there's been any challenges, any stress, any struggles that you've been going through, and come on, you have. Sagittarius, you have. Everybody has. The aspects have been like, and Mercury retrograde, all these retrogrades, it's been like, So there's a sense of you coming to closure with a lot of them now, okay? Have those moments. Learn from those moments, okay? That's the biggest takeaway of all. You see this man completely impaled by these swords? Well, look at his hand gesture. It's in the hand gesture as the Hierophant. So it's almost like he's blessed in a sense. But with that said, you have to learn from everything that has felt like you hit rock bottom. If you've had those moments, any challenges you have to learn from them, okay? Because 10 is the end, 10 equals 1, new beginning. So there's a new cycle that comes after this. In fact, this is the card of new dawn. Those dark clouds are clearing for the sun to come through. So in order to enter this new cycle, you really have to learn from anything that has been challenging, okay? Because that's what life is. We learn from challenges. We learn from even mistakes that we've made. We've learned from things that could have happened to us that were very unfavorable, but we have to learn from them, to grow from them, to become better versions of ourselves, to become better people. So keep that in mind. But there is a sense of something that's happening this month where it is there's a little bit of closure happening in order for you to enter this new cycle. Now, you did get the 7 of Swords in the heart of your spread. Sagittarius, very interesting. I don't think you've ever had that happen. Have you? I don't think you've ever had the 7 of Swords in the heart of your spread. Now, again, monthly forecast here. There is going to be a sense of you having to really, really, really face all your realities. No shortcuts. No shortcuts. Face all your truths. Do all the work. Do all the work. Make sure that you get everything done. And when I say do all the work, spiritually, even like mentally, emotionally, what resonates with you, okay? So I'm talking about like, if there's a situation that you're in where, let's say with a relationship, let's actually go with career because there's a lot of career activity that's happening right now. If you're thinking of looking for a new job or doing a new job or, getting a new job or whatnot, put all your effort into it and don't just take shortcuts and wait for things to come to you. Don't just ask friends like, hey, like, if you hear anything, let me know. Do the work, put in all the effort, go on LinkedIn, ask friends too, do what you can to make this, to manifest this, to make this a reality. Do all of that. Now, I also said face all your truths. Don't hide anything from yourself. Don't, if there's something that is wrong in your world, face it. If there's something that's wrong within your orbit that you're not agreeing with, face it, okay? This is a big month of strategizing for you too. It's a big energy that's coming through. Strategize, okay? But do it in a way where you are not like self-sabotagey, okay? If that makes sense. Now, the other thing is you may have to confront some things in your physical world. There could be a sense of something where people are doing something to you and they're getting away with it, and you don't want that. Someone could be, for instance, this is I do call this like the lying, cheating, stealing card. So someone could be lying to you about something. Someone could be cheating. Someone could be cheating on you. Someone could be stealing from you in a way. Own up to it. So if you are in a job where you feel like you're not getting paid enough and you're just letting it get by, but you're not getting paid enough, like, now is the time to really assess that. Remember, I said Mercury and Virgo, Mercury retrograde and Virgo, digging deep, really inspecting those issues, okay, that you want to correct course. Now is the time to do it. All right. So ask yourself what resonates with you, what will resonate with you this month when it comes to any challenges that you may have to face, especially someone doing anything very underhanded, or even like straight up like Machiavellian. Like, confront it. Don't let them get away with it, because you got the Emperor in your challenge area. So here's the thing. If you don't confront your truth, if you don't confront your reality, if you let people walk all over you, if you let people get away with things, you're going to feel just as powerless as the Emperor in your challenge area. The Emperor is very powerful. In fact, he is he's the Emperor. This is all about power. It's all about authority. It's all about owning your destiny. It's all about writing, your own story. Okay. But it's in your challenge area. So there is going to be a sense of you where you have to like really own up to it. The other thing is, some of y'all remember what I said with Mars and Libra. There can be a tendency. There could be Mars could drive you to be to be very aggressive, you abusing your power in some way this month, and just be very mindful of that. Remember, the Emperor is ruled by Aries. Aries' ruling planet is Mars. So keep that in mind. For a lot of y'all, it looks like it can be love and romance related. But it's going to be, again, a lot of work stuff here, or energy that's coming up. Now, you did get the Six of Pentacles in your crown. So I absolutely love this for you, because it seems like this month you will be in a place where you are going to be seeking this balance. There's going to be a lot of y'all who are seeking balance when it comes to, it really is at the end of the day, like gratitude. Anything that you do may be fueled by gratitude. You may have that in your heart. You may feel that whatever happens this month, like, your head's going to be in the right place. Okay. And I really love that for you. 6 is the heart of the tree of life. Okay. It's all about harmony. And you do see the scale here. All right. In the man's hand, and he is helping the needy. And so, it works, interestingly here. It's like the main message that's coming through is that a lot of y'all will feel like a little bit of pressure, some challenges, and you may be seeking support. Seek it if you need it, okay? Seek it if you need it. But for a lot of y'all, it's like you want to be the person that is helpful in so many ways, in any sort of capacity. It really is, at this time, that balance energy that I was talking about earlier is really going to be very, very important. It's going to be very, very important, because this really is just understanding that balance of giving and receiving. Okay, so you have to ask yourself at this point, am I giving, and not getting anything in return? Or am I sitting here waiting to receive and not giving anything at all? So understand that balance. But it just seems like that is going to be something that you bring some sort of like level. You're going to level it out. All right, so I really like that energy this month. And it's definitely going to have to do with owning up to some of the realities that you have to face. And again, for a lot of Sagittarians, things that are happening in your physical world where you're just like, at this point, I'm not going to let this happen anymore. I'm not going to let these people get away with this, or this person, or whatnot. Now, you did get the Knight of Swords in the root of your spread. Love this. Really, really love this. The Knight of Swords. I mean, he's very bold. He's very courageous. He's going into this storm. This is really, knights are fire and swords are air. So what happens when you put like fire and oxygen together, right? Whoosh. This is really great. It's sword suit, so it's the mental suit. It's logic, intellect, truth, right? This is you basically. You are so ready to go, and so that may be a little bit of that tug of war energy and that balance energy with all the retrogrades, but your mind is like going like a million miles a minute, but still being in a good headspace. It's like you have so much clarity this month, and I really love that. And there is a sense of you that it's almost like it's like breakthrough moments, and we have a lot of those, and I'll break them down again like when I break down your week, like week by week. But a lot of breakthrough moments this month, and it seems like that's all you want this month anyway, just to have these breakthroughs. A lot of mental breakthroughs too, a lot of like sense of empowerment, like having your power back. By the way, I am getting also energy of someone in your life could be really manipulative right now, and not in someone who could be and it could be like a boss, or it just someone with the Emperor, by the way, in your challenge area too, just someone who is just not great. Someone who could be really, really the person on the kayak that's purposely trying to tip it over, okay, on your kayak. So keep that in mind. There could be someone who may be doing something a little fishy, all right, but also someone who may be overstepping as well. So remember, keep that balance. Don't be afraid to be vocal in a very peaceful, diplomatic way. Now, you did get the Knight of Cups in your future. Very interesting here. The Knight of Cups, he is the most like romantic, the most, Mr. Romance. He is Pisces, so he's very dreamy, imaginative. He loves the arts, that kind of person, right? But this is in your future, so if you are single, hey, you're good. You got some good aspects coming up. The other thing is, if you are in a relationship, you could see a lot of movement. Like ascending, okay? And when it comes to work, you could see a lot of progress there as well, all right? Partnership energy, if you are, you could get a new job with a new partnership, okay? Or you could take a partnership to the next level if you are an entrepreneur, but just think partnership. Now, if you're not here for work or love, the Knight of Cups, all he wants to do is fill his cup, okay? Cups are emotions and feelings. So it really is a matter of you, again, asking yourself, what is going to bring me joy? What is going to bring me pleasure? What is the pleasure that I seek? What is going to fill this cup? But so a lot of like you pursuing the things that you know are going to make you happy. All right. So I do love the fact that the Knight of Cups came up in your future. Some of y'all may feel that there is a sense of peace that comes if there has been a family situation or a relationship situation as well. But again, there's a lot of movement with relationships and partnerships with a Knight of Cups, all right? So just don't turn a blind eye to anything that you feel that is like not cool, okay? So Sagittarius, let's get to your staff. Sagittarius, if you like this reading, it would be so great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I want to hear from y'all. I want to know what's going on. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. Come on, y'all, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So I am truly grateful and I do appreciate it. So Sagittarius, you are, wow. This is going to be a big month. And you're not going to take any BS anymore, okay? Sagittarius, it is, wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, so first of all, you'll see you got all court cards and major arcanas in your staff. You got the Magician. All right, so really great. I love this. You've been, I mean, hey, remember, we started off with the Ten of Swords, learning, right, from any challenges, anything that has been like setbacks or really made you feel like you hit rock bottom or was just really like oppressive or whatnot. But seeking to come out of that now, seeking to come out of that cycle. Now, here you go with the new cycle with the Magician actually kicking off the Fool's journey, the hero's journey, your journey. All right. So it's all you want is this new, you just want something new. You want this new life direction. And, you know, the Magician has the power to manifest whatever he wants. And you see he has all 4 tools of tarot at his disposal. He's got the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles. So it's a matter of you right now, this month, deciding what do you want? Where do you want to put that energy? What is going to bring you pleasure? Even with, you know, relationships. And is it a relationship that you want to be in, whether work or love? Or is there something, or do you want to ascend in some way? Or, you know, do you want to put all your money or effort and energy into money and career? Or is it, you know, confidence? Like, ask yourself, where do I want to direct that energy? You can see his hand to the sky, hand to the ground, as above, so below. Pay attention to the hand to the ground. That's what's the most important, is because you know what your hopes are. You know what your dreams are. You know what your, you know, what's your path to enlightenment. Okay. Bring them into your reality now. You have the power to do that. You got the infinity symbol over your head. Infinite possibilities. Now, you'll see that you got the Queen of Swords, okay? And the King of Swords. You got the pair here. When I say you're no longer going to take, like, this is your month of, like, stepping into your power. Oh my goodness. Talk about, I mean, I already hear the Succession theme song playing. This is crazy. So you got the Queen of Swords. This is amazing. All right. This is absolutely amazing. For one of the biggest reasons why is because the Queen of Swords is Libra. And so remember, with Mars in Libra, it's like, you're good. You're good. This is all about truth, nothing but the truth, seeking that justice, being having that fairness, but not messing around. Okay, she's left all emotions at the door. You see no water in this card. Okay, so I absolutely love this. Came in your external factors area. So this is really great because there is a sense of like you just recognizing there's something that's happening in my life that's not really fair, and it could be me too. I could be doing something that's like self-sabotaging or something that just been happening for so long. I've done that deep dive. I've recognized what it is. No longer going to do it. Going to get rid of that moving forward, okay? Especially with this new moon in Virgo that's happening, and especially with the 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and now the Queen of Swords. So you see it's like being headstrong right now with this 7 of Swords energy. It's like, okay, you know what? I got this, all right? This is like, I'm facing my truth. I'm facing my realities. I'm being fair about that. And even though she's left all emotions at the door, it doesn't mean that she's cold-hearted. Like, see her hand? She's saying, talk to me. Let's talk about this. So it is that energy of like being diplomatic, being fair, being open, right? So it's really great. And again, with her being Libra, Libra is a native ruler of the 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So it could have to do with that because it's coming right after the Knight of Cups. Okay, whether career or love, but you know, but it's just fairness and just being headstrong. You're having your head above the clouds, having that power and authority, and logic, and again, like strategy and communication, even. But that's just you. Even if it doesn't matter, if you're not here for work or love, that's just you being in this place of just like empowerment. Okay, now you did get the Hermit. And so I absolutely love this for you because it does look like you do want to do, you really want to have focus on work. The Hermit is ruled by Virgo, by the way. And so remember Mercury in Virgo, Mercury retrograde in Virgo for the first half, and then Mercury going direct in Virgo for the second half of the month. But we have that new moon in Virgo. And so remember that is your 10th house of career, of fame, public recognition, honors, achievements. Hello. So it looks like career is going to be something that you're really going to dig deep with, right? Remember I said Mercury retrograde in Virgo, really going deep to investigate, to identify any issues, challenges, what you actually really want, what you can do to correct course to move forward. That's what the Hermit does. He's doing that deep soul searching to figure out what he wants to do next, what's going to come next, right? And so I absolutely love that. And then finally, you have the King of Swords and your final outcome. So Sagittarius, this is absolutely amazing because you got the pair here, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Now, the difference between the two, the kings, their energies and their powers are more exterior. You can see he is the only king that looks directly at you. He has absolutely nothing to hide. He's faced all his truths, but no one can hide anything from this king. So whatever's happening here, resolution, it's almost like when I say you're gonna not take any BS this month, like you're really putting your foot on the ground. This is the king, by the way. If you lived in the medieval times and you were summoned by this king, this is the king that would make you shake at the knees. Very intimidating. But very like a lot of power, a lot of authority, very clever, very cunning, very strategic too, okay? But also, one thing about him, you see his sword is tilted. He is ready to take action. He's ready to take action. And he wants nothing but the truth. So, that said, this is a big month of just, having awareness and clarity around situations that are happening around you. But a lot of it's going to do with work. And for a lot of y'all, it's going to be relationships and love. But again, even with the Magician here and the Emperor in your challenge area, there's a sense of just you coming into your power. So I absolutely love this for you. So Sagittarius, like I said, I break it down week by week to let you know what's going on every week this month. The first week, Venus is finally going direct. Really love this. That's happening on the 3rd. And we'll talk more in detail about these in the weekly readings, okay? Mercury is trining Jupiter on the 4th. This is the first of 2 Mercury trining Jupiters this month. Can you believe that? We have 2. So really good news could come around this time. You could have a lot of nostalgic moments around this time. Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 4th. Listen, that's... I wouldn't even worry about that. Jupiter is your ruling planet, but it really is just Jupiter goes retrograde every year. And so it's just not in full power mode. All right. But with it being retrograde, you could find luck and prosperity in other areas of your life. Remember how I said retrogrades? Well, if you're a subscriber, retrogrades are like a window to the past. So there could be things that you've had abandoned or forgotten about that come up, and that's where you find all this luck and prosperity. It's like, when you put on your winter coat after 8 months of never wearing it and find like that $10,000 bill in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's those kind of moments. Sun conjuncting Mercury on the 6th. Major Kazemi, a lot of clarity around this time. Also a good time to like meet new people, be really social. On the 8th, as I said earlier, Sun trining Jupiter, best and luckiest day of the month. One of the best and luckiest days of the year. So much optimism around this time, so much success around the things that you're focusing on. A lot of personal growth here, a lot of overcoming challenges and setbacks, which is a big thing for you now, okay? Big thing for you now. So let's see what's going on for you, Sagittarius, for the first week of September. You got the 8 of Cups. Very interesting. I actually really love this. Remember how I said that the first 2 weeks were in the shadow of the full moon in Pisces still? Sorry, my leg's falling asleep. I have to... There we go. Well, this card is attributed to Saturn in Pisces. And remember, I said Saturn was at odd, and it was anyway opposing the full moon in Pisces that just happened. So very interesting. This came up the first week. It's actually really good because there's a moment of clarity for you. You see, there's an eclipse happening in this card, and so it is kind of this game-changing moment. The first week of September, you can expect to possibly leave something that's just not serving you well anymore, and that's what you need to do anyway. Remember, with the Seven of Swords and the Heart of your spread. So this is absolutely really great. And it doesn't even matter which way you're good. It's like that, like, for some of y'all, you can do better, right? Whether it's like work or it's certain situations, but it could also be finally leaving a conflict that had to do with family or relationship or with your children or even like your home, okay? Remember, all that energy was in your 4th house. Now, second week of September, we have that new moon in Virgo. This is a very exciting new moon, I'm not going to lie. Uranus is very harmonious, so expect a lot of surprises, especially because the day after, the sun is trining Uranus. So, wow, there could be some unexpected news or something that just unexpected moments that happen around this time, around the 14th and the 15th. And so I absolutely love that. It's also a really good time to try new things, to take risks, really explore, just be very curious. Sagittarius, y'all are so curious. Y'all love being adventurous. So really take advantage of these days. Mercury does go direct too, so I absolutely love this. And Venus squares Jupiter, we'll talk about that. This is the 3rd one. So it's almost like at this point, remember, we've had a couple over the summer, and just think of them as like, remember I said they're like breakthrough moments. Just like, think of them as like, soda cans, like being shaken and shaken and shaken, and finally, like, you're finally coming to this big breakthrough of this has got to happen. This has to happen now. So I love this week. So let's see what's going on for you for the 2nd week of September. I love it. You got the 3 of Wands. This card is all about change. What I love about this card is that you see that it's all sky, right? The sky's the limit. This is all about something new happening in your life. 3 is all about creation, the birth of new things. This is happening the week of the new moon in Virgo. Okay, so something definitely new is coming into your life. Wands, very work related, all right? Work, enterprise, career, but also your passions. It could be even like an idea that you have, something creative, something that just you want to give put wheels in motion behind, okay? The other thing that I love about this is that it is attributed to Sun in Aries. And like I said, we had the North Node, your destiny, your calling, move into Aries, all right? And that was, and that's your 5th house of pleasure, of love, of romance. So there could be new relationships starting too, especially because you have the Knight of Cups, again, if you're single. And it can be with work too. Like it'd be, especially with Jupiter in your 6th house, if you are like a creative person or like a freelancer, it could be like new projects coming in, but it could also be a new role. But even still, just expect something new, all right? In a very auspicious way. Now, the 3rd week of September, the main thing is the fact that Sun is trining Pluto. This is absolutely enormous. Very powerful day. It could be actually really intense. Okay, but it's all about empowerment, and we're going to talk about this in my weekly reading. And Pluto, remember, is in Capricorn in your 2nd house of salary and finances. And if you're not here for money, self-confidence and value. And then this week also, Sun enters Libra. We will talk more about that in the weekly reading. Same day as the autumn equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere. So another big week with it, just like, even with like just 2 or 3 aspects that are happening each week. They're big aspects. So let's see what's going on for you for the 3rd week of September. Oh my gosh. I think you're good. Okay. You're good. But I think you're the only sign that has pulled an ace this week so far. Isn't that crazy? I think you're the only sign. Well, I haven't done all of them yet, but so far. There you go. Coming right after the Three of Wands, which I told you, like, something new. Now it's like triple confirmed. You have definitely something new coming through. Aces usher in new change, new possibilities, new plans, new opportunities, new journeys. Wands, again, enterprise, work, career, but also your passions, right? This is the hand of spirit offering you this new opportunity. Your life, things are changing for you. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, last week of September, Mercury is trining Jupiter. This is the second time this month. You are definitely going to hear good news around this time. A lot of it's just a really good time. And what's really funny is on the 30th, Mercury is trining Uranus. So again, another day, Mercury, the planet of the communication, the messenger planet. You could hear surprising news. So this is a week of just like good, surprising news. But then we have the full moon in Aries on the 29th. Again, at this point, I actually, I don't mind this full moon. I like this full moon in Aries. It is happening during the Venus square Uranus. We've already had a couple of these too. That breakthrough energy, freedom, what's going to bring me pleasure, and the fact that Mars in Aries is in your 5th house of pleasure it's a big thing for you. I'm not gonna lie, it's a huge thing for you, Sagittarius. But at this point, Venus is pretty much awake, and Mars is like dancing with Venus in this. I mean, like it's so I actually do like this full moon in Aries. But let's go ahead and see what's going on for you. Okay, Sagittarius, for the last week of September. Yeah. You're good. Fire on fire. Knights are fire, wands are fire, double fire. And guess what sign the Knight of Wands is? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. So you pulled your own card. This is just blazing forward. This is going, the fact that, look what's happening here. Look at the story being told. You're leaving something behind because you know something's better for you. And then it begins, and it really begins, and it comes through. And you just run with it. It is what you wanted. It's a big passion of yours. Nothing can stop you now. This is going to be a great month. Just face the truth you have to face. But it's almost like I don't even have to tell you that, especially with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. You got the pair here. You have the Hermit and the Magician. Yeah, it's in with the Six of Pentacles in your crown and the 10 of Swords in your past. You're going to be fine. This is actually going to be a great month for you. And I did say that I didn't feel like it's going to be like as challenging as some of the other signs that are with this Mars and Libra energy and all the retrogrades. But you're going to have a great month, Sagittarius. Just remember, it all depends on you and you taking action, you taking control, you making things happen, you making sure that your kayak is not tipping over. Really, yeah. So again, you're going to be fine. Just take action. Take the action you need to do and have that clarity. Again, I feel like you are going to be absolutely fine with that clarity with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords and whatever's happening here with the Seven of Swords. Like, you're going to be on top of it. So with that said, Sagittarius, thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from you. I do. And I want you to, if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. I will see you next week. And don't forget, I have Susan King. I don't know if y'all have heard of her. She's going to be a guest, my first guest host or guest on the show. She's a famous, intuitive, and if you don't, it's like, the easiest way to explain it is, she's an intuitive counselor, but also a psychic. So so it is going to be a live session. You have to be a member to join it, but the video will be for everyone to see, but she's going to give you feedback or walk you through what intuition is, how to use it to your ability, but she will also be doing like mini readings for people that are part of this session. So I think it's going to be really fun. But anyway, Sagittarius, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.